What's good, Wagering World? It's your boy Five Star in Vegas. I'm broadcasting live as always from beautiful Summerlin, Nevada, and it is beautiful today. This is the Wagering World. I'm in here with my little brother, the youngest kid to ever run a casino sports book on the Las Vegas Strip. And when I say run it, I mean he was the director. What's good, Sino Royale? How are you?
Wow, what's good, Five Star? Uh, them was the days, man. Fun. I'm trying to get to this college basketball, man. Let's knock this show out real fast and get the people what they want, Five.
Man, before we knock out this show, real briefly, what did you think about what happened with the Stephen A. Smith LeBron incident last night? You know,
Oh man, I woke up this morning and I seen that all over Twitter, and I didn't eggshell I say, and I didn't think Stephen A was gonna speak on it, but since it went viral, he said he would put his 2 cents in it, and I seen that he was talking about Bronny, and Bron was upset about that, so I just seen Big Bron standing over Stephen A just yapping and stuff like that, man. Like we talked about before we got on, you're a professional basketball player. Your name gonna be in the media. It's nothing you can do about that. How you feel about it, big brother?
you're worth $1 billion. Stephen A. Smith just signed for $100 million. I've met Stephen A. Smith, really calm dude. End of the day, though, Stephen A. Smith is an old school beat writer. He comes from working Philadelphia, man, and working the 76ers games and covering Allen Iverson and things like that. So he's not the new school type of guy. He's going to tell the truth, and he's only going to base information on data and on stuff that he's heard from other guys with sources. So I actually, even though he puts on the clown show because we know that it's about his brand and that's how he got the 100 million, but Stephen A. Smith knows basketball and he's very connected in the NBA. I went and looked back at what he said. I don't think it was anything more than critiquing LeBron. He also knows a lot about the stuff that LeBron does behind the scenes with the media and the type of control that Clutch has. I started out from the beginning rooting for LeBron, was a fan of him straight out of high school, Akron. Most of all, I liked what he was doing with his homeboys. Maverick Carter first, who he's been with since day one, been like a mentor to him. He was a star player on the team when they won the championship when LeBron was a freshman. Maverick Carter's dad went to the feds for selling drugs. So Mav was kind of that guy in his neighborhood. You know how it is. You got the dad who was the boss and selling all the work and got the money. You got more things than other kids. He saw LeBron was talented, took him under his wing, taught him a lot, stayed with him through business. LeBron is very loyal, never forgot him. Met Rich in the airport because he asked him about a Warren Moon jersey. He liked his hustle because Rich was selling jerseys and doing his thing. Turned him into one of the biggest sports agents in the world. Hard work by Rich, hard work by LeBron on the court, and he helps them, make it in other parts of life. I've always liked that because to me they were disruptors to the norm when it comes to the NBA. I like how they did their own thing. I like how they were hating on them and saying they were a posse and calling them all these names. And then, at the end of the day, they were just good businessmen and ended up representing the culture correctly. What I don't like is that now, since Braun's been successful, he's becoming the very type of person that was hating on them and trying to stop them from getting in, the gatekeeper. It's no reason to take things so personal when it comes to what Stephen A. Smith says about your son. We know that you're a very smart man, LeBron, and that you feel like you should play basketball for money. So you told your son, don't waste any more time. Come on, go pro, even though we know you're not really ready to play. But this family is about money. And I've already set the precedent. I've put in the work. I've earned this position to be able to use my weight in the league to get you in there. And it worked. And there's nothing wrong with that. We see nepotism all the time. All the coaches in the NFL and NBA are mostly products from their parents and people that they knew. What I don't like is that LeBron feels like because this is his son and that he's a young kid, he shouldn't be covered or critiqued. That's wrong. He's an NBA player now, LeBron. He plays for the Lakers, brother. So I don't like that. Another thing I don't like, it says a lot to me about a man when he checks someone smaller than him, someone who he knows is not going to fight, but you will sit up there and let Coach Emi Udoka, who is the Rockets head coach, and is a big
Preach.
guy like you and ready to go in that back in that locker area and throw down, he'll call you a bitch, LeBron, and you'll walk away from it. But you want to go run up on little 5'11", 160-pound soaking wet Stephen A. Smith. I just don't respect that. You know where I come from. So, you know me my whole life. People just see this waging world life for me, but I'm really from the bricks. I'm really from the dirt. And I really had to go and survive in situations that most of you only seen in movies or read in books. And Sino knows that's the truth.
Most
So
definitely.
we live by a different code in those worlds. And LeBron comes from the street aspect of the world. He never got to the level I did on the criminality, which I'm not proud of, but it's all part of the game, which sets the rules for what's going on. Because I tell people all the time, the locker room is very similar to a jailhouse. It's no different. It's about who running the radio, who running the locker room. So I think that LeBron showed a little bit of softness to me. He's always been looked at as other players as soft, and that's why a lot of them don't respect him like they respect Kobe and Jordan. And it's because of stuff like he just did. Like Jordan or Kobe would have never done that to Stephen A. Smith in public. They would have waited in the back, and in the back they might would have put hands on him, but they would have did it in the back where it's not in front of everybody. I think he knew that people would be watching, and he took advantage of his position in the league by doing that. That's not correct, LeBron. You work too much money. You're dealing with another black man. The black man is just doing his job. He don't have it out for you, man. Just because he don't want to go with your agenda doesn't mean he's against you, bro. Like, people can be different, with the way that they do their jobs. I just hate to see two brothers on the stage like that, looking like that. And LeBron knows better than that.
Yeah, like you said, man, LeBron, you have too much money. You're in a whole different position. And like you have kids like looking up to you. You are now being called the greatest basketball player of all time, which I think is crazy. They don't know no better. Just go watch The Last Dance and Michael Jordan to make you change your mind about that. But
Yeah.
85, let's get to the past and talk about what happened. You had a lot of winners, man. Let's start off with Maryland and Michigan. We had Maryland plus 2.5, easy cash. What you seen?
Yeah, we wrote that in the group first half, and for the game, Maryland continues to excel. Great job by Michigan making it a game late, but Maryland is clearly the better team. Man, you guys keep an eye on Derek Queen, man, the center for Maryland. I think he's going to be a good pro.
All right, and then Tennessee at Ole Miss, another dog we had. Ole Miss plus 2.5. What you seen in that one, big brother?
So, if the line look funny,
it's probably money.
That's what we said right before this one, because we know on paper it was no way in hell that Ole Miss should only been plus 2.5 dogs against Tennessee. I was able to double down on that one. Me and the clients took them plus 2.5, took a money line, but they also got down early, and I was able to get like plus 6.5 with them as well. Good showing by Coach Beard and his crew. They do what they need to do to stay on the bubble. As they're trying to get into March Madness, Tennessee better pick it up, man. They have not played well of late.
All right, and then we had Marquette at UConn. We cashed that also. What you seen in that one?
UConn is just on that series, and also it's the point of the years we're preparing for the tournament that Danny Hurley is a real psychiatrist when it comes to his team. He's also a guy who's really tough on his team. I knew that he was not going to allow them to underperform. National spotlight game. Everyone thinks UConn's washed now because they're not as good as they've been in the past, but they still are the two-time defending national champions. Marquette, not as good as they've been in the past. I don't think that they make a good run in the NCAAs this year. Either team, actually, both to me are not that good this year. Big East and ACC down a little bit this year.
And then 5-star, you gave out Louisville first half -8. Another one. That's 4 in a row, big brother. What you seen in that one?
Chucky Hepburn. That's what I was betting it on. Louisville has spurtability. We always talk about that on this show. When you want to bet, you always want to find teams that can spurt. They make a late spurt. At the end of the half, they cover the points easily. But for the game, you saw what happened. It was very close at the end. The other team definitely covered for the game, but we get the -8 in the first half. Continue to ride University of Houston, continue to ride University of Louisville when it comes to first halves. Both teams really lock you down on defense. They get transition buckets.
And the only loser, bro, we fell short on this one. First half, we was down by 1. I definitely thought they would make a push in the second half, but they couldn't get it done. Alabama -2.5. What you seen in this one? How we didn't hold on, big brother?
I didn't bet this one, actually. So the client didn't. Tough, man. It was too tough. I didn't bet this one, bro. It was too close. And I really respect Florida a lot. Like, I like that Florida team, man. They're really deep. They're really versatile. They have some really good players. They got the kid that came over from Florida Atlantic, kind of plays like Lou Dort for OKC. Just really strong, can shoot the three, defend. I'm talking about Elijah Martin. And Elijah Martin is just a really solid wing player. Then you have a great shooter, great quarterback in the backcourt. You have over there with Walter Clayton as well, schooled by Rick Pitino before going home to Florida. And a really good front court. I knew Florida was a better team than Alabama, but I was riding the fact that Alabama really needed this win, and also they were at home. But Florida shows that they're clearly superior to them.
All right, Five. Let's move on to the NBA. Hey, I told you that the Celtics was gonna blaze the Blazers, right? The Blazers started off hot, and the bench, man. Pritchard had what 43 that night, and Derek White had 41. Oh
Yeah.
my God! And we got the push in that game. Five. I had the other side. You had the Blazers. What you seen in that one?
Well, we got the push, as you said. I knew that the number was telling us that it was going to be close. I don't see them giving away a Celtics W to the public that easy on 9.5s and 10s. If you caught the 9.5 early, you were able to cash. But if you had the 10 like we did, you pushed. Overall, just great job by Chauncey Billups as he's making this Blazers team believe. He's got rid of Dame Lillard. Him and Lillard weren't seeing eye to eye because Chauncey Billups can see through guys who are kind of in it more for the money and the accolade and for self-glory than the team play. And now he's based the team on Anthony Simmons. And Anthony Simmons is about to be a perennial all-star. Very good chance Shaden Sharp pops in the next 2 years and becomes a real star in the league. He's had some outstanding dunks, great shooter, just a great overall player. Another Kentucky guy. He had some problems with eligibility where he didn't play, but we know everything out of Kentucky usually is a hit. So they're set up for the future really well. And the Celtics prepare for a playoff run. Ski, myself, and my big homie Webb, we were all just now in the thread talking about who's going to win the finals. They both think the Lakers. I said I like the Warriors to win the West. So we're kind of debating a little bit on that, but all three of us agreed that the Celtics will probably win the East. So the Celtics are in a really good position, very versatile team. As you see, Peyton Pritchard could easily start for some of the lower tier teams in the NBA.
Yeah, man, that Celtics bench is so deep. And shout out to them boys talking about the Lakers winning. They look real well. But Five, you make a good point with the Warriors, man. Steph Curry is filling it over there with Jimmy Butler. He opening up the floor for them guys, and defensively they stepped up so much. But Five, the Heat at the Cavs, this was a crazy game, man. I had the first half -8. I thought we were cash money, to be honest. I went up by like 16 points. 2 minutes, we were still by double digits. I went back and looked, thinking cash money. I think they went by 4. I don't know what happened. What you seen in that one? Cavs still got the win, though.
I didn't watch this one. I was just stalking it like you on, watching what was going to happen. I didn't bet it, but remember I told you I leaned Miami just because, one, it was a lot of public money that was on Cleveland, and two, we know that Miami usually gives good effort. We know Spoelstra, especially playing upper tier teams, he likes to get in there and kind of show them that, hey, you're going to have to pay attention to us and remember us when the playoffs start. So good job by the Heat getting the cover. Tough L for people who had the Cavs on that one. Pretty much a bad beat on the first half.
All right. And then the Kings and the Nuggets. We both agree with the Nuggets on this one. Nice backdoor at the end. What you seen in this one?
Awesome backdoor at the end. They were struggling the whole game. When I turned it off, I think the Kings were up 10 points. And I was like, just check it later. I'm not about to sweat this. My wife and I started watching this series we're watching called 1,000 Blows. If you haven't seen it, man, make sure you check it out. Based on real stories about a lady that's like in England, and it's the old school days, and she's one of the biggest gangsters in the whole town, and she kind of falls for a black guy that becomes maybe the first boxer in history, like the first wearing glove boxer that went from bare knuckles to actually prize fights. Really good story. You guys check it out.
We had another game that I was not expecting. Harden looked like prime Harden when he was playing in the Rockets. The Pistons at the Clippers. Harden went for 55. What you seen in this one besides Harden blasting?
Man, the Pistons had lost 10 straight to the Clippers before winning that last one. I kind of figured that Ty Lue was going to get them boys together and tell them, like, look, man, we're not about to be losing to the Pistons. So great job by them. And remember we talked about last offseason how would Harden do with becoming the face of the franchise now at this age, like, because we knew it was supposed to have been a three-head monster. Him, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and they were supposed to open up the new stadium in Inglewood. You got the 3 kids from the LA area, Southern California area there that's now made it big, and they play for the Clippers. Well, Steve Ballmer's dream didn't come true as PG-13 opts goes for bigger money and moves to Philadelphia. Kawhi Leonard plays when he wants to. So it was all on Harden because he's a gym rat. He likes to play basketball. He loves it. That's why I used to tell people about him. But Houston, you guys don't understand. This man was an Iron Man. He was there to perform every night. Him and Steph Curry were two guys that made sure that they carried on that tradition from Kobe of we're going to show up for the fans. Kyrie Irving as well. We're going to show up for the fans. We're going to come and give them a show and play hard every night. So I think Harden is going to be much more beloved after he retires, and we look back at the numbers he put up, all the stuff that he did. He just came at the wrong time, man. He fell in a time where he was the only star on his team with an okay roster, but mostly about his greatness facing four Hall of Famers with the Warriors, and he wasn't going to overcome that. The one year they really had a chance, his sidekick, Chris Paul, gets hurt. So he just had a bad luck run. People try to say, oh, he was horrible in the playoffs. He's always sold out. He's not case came up short. But I just remember recently with the 76ers, Harden, he had 2-game winners when Embiid sold them out and wasn't playing worth a damn. Won 2 games against the Celtics for the Sixers with buzzer beaters and scored over 40 points. So the man can still go. He's a free agent this year. Do the right thing, Emu Doka. Get on the phone with him. Tell him what you're looking for out of him. Harden, do the right thing and say, Coach, I'm about to be a team guy. I'm not going to have these kids hanging out like you worried about going to the strip club and all that. We're about to win a championship. I want to do that for Houston because we know he love the Rockets. And I'm telling you, the Rockets can do it next year.
And 5-star, let's move on to your sport, the tennis GOAT himself. Hey, the Indian Wells has been treating the bankroll well. I definitely can say that. And 5-star, we smoked that Maya joint pack the other day. Straight sets, easy money. What you seen in that one?
Man, I don't understand why the books love Maya Joint so much. I watch her. She can't hold her serve. Maybe they see some potential. Because I remember at a time when they were doing the same thing with Yannick Sinner, Carlos Alcaraz, and I was fading the hell out of them against vets anytime they played vets. They also did it with Lil Mirandriva. The books know that this girl has game, but I know that she doesn't have the mental part of the game yet. She probably does have what it takes. She went to University of Texas in Austin, but I think she's from Australia. But she's been in America a long time, and I'm sure she resides in America where she practices. But they think highly of her, and I try to take advantage anytime they give her a good number against a player that I know has a lot more experience than her. Astaire was not going to lose to her in a tournament as big as Indian Wells. Indian Wells is one of those tournaments that pay really well, and it's also a prestigious title. So I just think that it was a mismatch, but I'm grateful that the books think so highly of Maya Joint. I'll keep fading her until she gets to the level that they think that she's going to be on one day.
I don't know. That line looked crazy as hell to me. 5-star minus 125. That money was so easy.
Yeah,
I see the books tripping, man. But hey, let's get up into the present. College basketball. Give them some more winners. Purdue at Illinois -4. What you seeing this one?
Illinois has got back on its feet. It's starting to play a lot better now. We know that Purdue's going to always be a good team. They run a really good system, focus their game usually on having really solid big men. That's what they're known for over there. This year, the kid that they have playing down low, Kaufman Wren, really good center. You know, he's a little bit more versatile than the other kids were. A little bit shorter. He's 6'9", so he's a little bit shorter than Zach Edey. And I think Williams was the name of the guy that was there with Edey and before him that was there. But they now have kind of turned to a guard-driven team with Braden Smith being the guy there. And a lawyer who's Mr. Basketball in Indiana, and they got him over there. Lawyer, his brother went to Michigan State. So now the guards have been there like 2 or 3 years starting for Purdue. So their map painters kind of go through now. He can't go inside out like he usually does. But facing a team like Illinois on the road with this number being so short at 4, and now you look at Illinois won 5 straight, 7-3 against them. I'd probably have to roll with Purdue on this one, man. Illinois has won 2 straight, blew out Michigan at Michigan, but I just don't think this Illinois team is as scrappy as the teams that Underwood usually has over there. Usually he has some guys that's going to get in the paint and fight with you. And this team is too finesse, I think. I think Purdue gets it done. I look at Purdue with the points on this and probably money line as well. It's rare that you can find Purdue at a plus 160. So, me, I'm going with Purdue plus 4.5. I got to be a Huckleberry.
Hey, 5 star. I don't even think this number's supposed to be like this. Purdue, they won 5 straight in this series, and they take the game outright. They might win tonight. I don't know. 4.5, 5 star. I'm with you on that one. Let's move on. What else we got? UNLV at New Mexico, minus 11.5. What you seen this?
That's too many points to give a young UNLV running Rebels team that has a really good chance of doing some damage when the Mountain West tournament comes. I really, really, really like this team. They played over standards this year, 17-13. What I like about them the most is I like how they shoot the ball. They can really shoot the ball really well. 3 straight wins, led by a really good point guard, Deaton Thomas. But he did miss last game with a shoulder. He's been out since February 20th. But with that said, they still been able to get it done as other guys have stepped up for the team and made it happen. So too many points. New Mexico is good, but UNLV, they played them close really the last 4 times that they played each other. So I think that this one right here is going to be a really good game. UNLV always plays New Mexico tight, and the books are tripping. 11.5 is too much. I know New Mexico is coming off a great win at Nevada, win at Air Force, but besides that, man, they aren't playing at peak level right now. 2 big losses to Boise State and San Diego State. So give me UNLV plus 11.5. Too many points.
All right, 5 say that's too many points. We taking the dog in this one. UNLV plus 11.5. All right, 5 star. What we have right here? Another Big East battle to close the season. We got St. John at Marquette minus 1.5. What you seen this one?
That's a really short number on the road. I'm surprised about that because this will probably be Marquette's senior day, I would guess, as they're getting late in the year. Um, I think the last regular season games for the major conferences are this Sunday, and then everybody goes into conference week next week. Smaller conferences are already playing, as you know, Sinos. We've been betting it this morning a little bit on these mid majors, but all the big conference tournaments kick off next week. Mm, man, that's a hell of a short number. So to me, they're telling you that St. John is a better team than Marquette. With them only getting plus 1.5 on the road at Marquette, man, that's a stay away from me. But honestly, that number is saying St. John.
All right, you heard 5. St. John. The line look funny. It's probably money.
Yeah.
We got Iowa State at Kansas State. What you think about that one?
Another one with a really short line with the team that's supposed to be much better in Iowa State going on the road to Kansas State. Iowa State is coming off a loss home to BYU. So now they go on the road early morning against Kansas State. I like Kansas State. A big fan of Jerome Tang since he went to Manhattan. I think that he has his team right at the right time playing really well. Also, they were able to upset Iowa State the last time that they faced each other. So, man, honestly, I'm going money line on this. I think Kansas State not only covers, I think they win money line on this one. So we got another one of those plus 4.5s, those plus 200s. We were just speaking about Illinois. One of the main reasons why Illinois has struggled is because they lost a kid, Coleman Hawkins. Coleman Hawkins was, to me, their most versatile, best player on the court. He takes a big NIL deal and goes to Kansas State with Jerome Tang. They started out slow, but now they're making some adjustments and they're playing really well. Iowa State is going the other way. Some bad injuries to some of their best players who are just now getting back, but even with them coming back, you're just different off an injury, man. You don't have your rhythm. Give me K-State.
5 star say K-State on the money line. Let's ride, baby boy. All right. There's an SEC contest, right? That's coming up. I think the Kentucky Wildcats, they're traveling to the Show Me State to take on to the Missouri Tigers. 5 star. That's minus 3.5. What you seen that one?
I like Missouri in this game. Kentucky is a really good offensive team, but they're not good on the road. 3-6. They lost Jackson Robinson for the entire year now. To me, he was going to be the best scorer on this team. Missouri's in a situation now, 2 losses on the road, but now they come back to their friendly confines and they're now 18-1. Just a really, really well coached team over there in Missouri, man. Their coach pushed them always in great positions to win. Dennis Gates, he came over from Wichita State and did a really good job over there too. Really good at in-game adjustments, and he's also built his team up with a lot of really good transfers, like Mark Mitchell that came over from Duke. Caleb Grill that came over from Iowa State. So I like Missouri at home at this one. They good at home, man. Like I said, they only lost one time. Kentucky is not the Kentucky that we're used to, and I think that Missouri runs off on this one in the second half. Probably be really high scoring as well.
You're right about that. Kentucky high octane offense and Missouri at home, like you said, man, 18-1. They lost one game. How could you fade that? 5-star. Let's move on. Alabama and Auburn -7.5. Another SEC showdown. What you got in this one?
Too many points, man. Alabama and Auburn is a rivalry. I don't think that Auburn is going to just run over Alabama like that, especially with Alabama just losing home to Florida. They just lost another big game before that where we faded them. So at Tennessee, and that was a heartbreaker. I think Alabama comes to play in this rivalry game, man. Give me Alabama plus 7.5, and I might fish a little bit on the money line as well. Auburn just got upset at Texas A&M, so I know they'll be looking to bounce back. But in a rivalry game, I'm not laying that type of points.
Man, I'm with you on that one, 5. This might come down to one possession. You're gonna give me more than 2. All right, let's ride on to the NBA. I know SGA not playing tonight, but come on, 2.5. Fernie Simmons must gonna cut up tonight, man. We got the Blazers at the Oklahoma City Thunder. What you think about this game?
As you said, this is a weird one. This is another one that screams if the line's funny, it might be money. They're telling you that SGA is the MVP with this line. Because if SGA played, I've got to believe this line will be double digits. So they're saying he's worth about 9 to 10 points. I don't know. That's why I don't understand why people try to argue with guys like us who bet professionally every day for so many years about sports. You don't even understand the fact that this guy means so much to this team that he accounted for 7 points, man. This game should easily be 9.5, 10.5, 11 points. That's an MVP player when he accounts for more than 3 buckets. You know what I mean? So that's rare. I don't even think LeBron counts nearly that amount for the Lakers. I don't think when Luka was out, he counted for that amount of Dallas. Now, maybe Jokers, but I still don't remember this big of a margin. So SGA is definitely having an MVP year. I guess the aura is real. With that said, this got to be a Portland game. So I got to think on this one, Portland first half. I think I might go Portland first half as OKC adjust to not having their playmaker. I'm sure Casey Wallace he's a combo guard, so I'm sure he'll bring it up a little bit, but not nearly the playmaker that SGA is. Probably let my guy from Santa Clara, Williams, play a little bit of the point as well. But as I said, he's better off the ball. They both are. So I think that Portland somehow manages a way to stay in this game. The books don't put these type of lines out there for nothing. So I'll go with Portland first half only, though, not for the game, because late you might get janky.
Yeah, I agree with you on that 5-star. To be honest, I think Portland money line these guys tonight. Just to show you how good SGA is and what he means to this team. And 5-star, you made a great point. If SGA was playing tonight, this line probably would be 9.5 or 10 for sure. All right, 5-star. We got the struggling Phoenix Suns. Oh my God. They heading down to Denver to take on the powerhouse Nuggets. What you think about this one? -7.5.
Well, they had a great comeback win against the Clippers last game where they were down 21 in the fourth quarter, ended up coming back and like down 19 or 20, and they won. I don't think that means that they've turned the corner. It's a lot of bad juju going on in that locker room. Coach Bud and KD definitely aren't seeing eye to eye. I don't think the Booker likes Coach Bud either. So Coach Bud comes out of retirement and lands in a really bad spot. As Spread has said many times, Bradley Beal is a cancer because they had him traded and he wouldn't accept the trade. How you going to be somewhere where people don't want you? But I guess it's like, I like living in Phoenix. I'm getting this bag, my kids in school. So, I mean, everybody makes their decisions for their own reasons, but it's definitely affecting them on the court. The Nuggets is that team that everybody's kind of sleeping on. And I was telling them in that same thread, like, hey, yeah, the Lakers is good, but the Lakers' kryptonite is the Nuggets. Ski like, oh, they just beat them. We got Luka now. We can beat them. Before that, how many times did the Nuggets beat the Lakers? How many times have they eliminated them? Mike Malone has a hard on for that organization. He hates them. So he's going to make sure if the last thing he does is going to be to stop LeBron and the Lakers. So watch for the Nuggets in the playoffs. Westbrook, he's kind of bringing a little bit of stuff to KCP. hitting more threes than he has before. So we already know Jokic, anytime he's out there, he's going to do his thing. As long as we get the old school Jamal Murray that we saw from the bubble and saw from the year that they won the championship, they're as good as any team, in the league. But I think that they definitely run off on Phoenix tonight. I'm taking the Nuggets if I'm betting this one.
I'm with you on that 5-star. Definitely the Nuggets. And then we got the Knicks. They hosting the Clippers. The Lakers just came back and beat them up in overtime. What you think about this one?
Another case of showing how much a player's worth. Jalen Brunson plays in this game. It's probably a -2 or a pick. But with the injury that he had last night, we know that he will not be in this one. This is a situation here where I'm looking for the others, for the Knicks to step up. So I'll be looking to bet some props on this one. This is a perfect situation to jump on some of their guys who don't usually get as many shots as they do in other games. I probably ride. I think I'm going to go with Josh Hart. Josh Hart should get a lot more plays. I think he'll get a lot of hustle plays in this one. He's one of those guys that he's going to play hard to, in every game and give a lot of effort with no Brunson here to drive and kick. Maybe he gets a chance to use a little bit of his game that he had at Villanova that I remember so well, with him being able to get to the mid-range game. He sacrificed a lot of his game to be a good player for the Knicks. I think in a pride situation, like I said, no Jalen Brunson there. And we know he's one of those guys that plays a lot of minutes, so he'll get a lot of opportunities. I just go with him, with Josh Hart, to go over 12.5 points on that one.
Yeah, like you said, no Brunson, man, and the Knicks had to put up a fight last night against the Lakers, and they playing again tonight against James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, and a team that's finally starting to click once again. I'm with you on that 5-star. All right, 5-star. Let's head into the people segment. They favorite part of the show where they be winning the money. They get the ball and parlay with us. What you got, 5-star? Been doing good in the Indian Wells, man. What you got for us today?
We got to keep it with the women's tennis, man. We're going to roll with two American ladies tomorrow. We're going to go with Amanda Anisimova. She's been on fire, man, after winning Doha, after the calendar change, man. I remember last year they did an interview with her, and she said that her mind was on winning a major. And I kind of looked at her like, but maybe she's cut down on the partying. She changed her hair from blonde to brown. She's looking a lot more fit. And we know as a junior, she was one of the best in the world, and now she's playing more like that. She faces off against Belinda Bencic. Belinda Bencic has always been a top 10 player. She's coming back from maternity leave, had a baby. Hasn't been playing that bad, had some really good wins, but still getting her feet back grounded. I remember she beat Rabikina, and she beat Vandrusova and Kudermetova all back in a row, and Shramkova. So she has had a little bit more game early than I thought or I expected her to have, but I didn't expect her to be -170 in a situation against Anisimova. Anisimova won the last 2 times that they faced each other, swept the sets 4-0, and also she's just playing better right now. It's a value play for me. I like Anisimova at +150 against Belinda Bencic. Also, let's roll with my girl Sophia Keenan. If you know about me and Sino, you follow us a long time, you know she's one of our favorite ladies to bet. We've been her a really long time, won a lot of money with her. We call her Sonia. That's her nickname. So Red Sonia gets a chance to face Castakina. That's one of Spread's favorite tennis girls. He actually named his cat after, his cat is named Daria after Castakina. So we'll see if Keena can get it done, but I like how Keenan's form is right now. She's always been a really good hard-court player, especially in America. So the two American women, we're going with Sophia Keenan at -125, the Indian Wells, to defeat Daria Castakina, and we're going with Amanda Anisimova at +150 to defeat Belinda Bencic, also at Indian Wells. What you got, Sino?
Hey, 5, I know what I have. I'm riding with you on those two. I have to, you're on fire, big brother. But we're going to go to the NBA. I got to redeem myself after what the Cavaliers did to me the other day. I have a free raw play, and I rarely give out these, you guys, because I got clients that pay me real, real well. But I give you guys the Heat over 216 tonight. They playing the Minnesota Timberwolves. And this line is not supposed to be there. My numbers are calculating around 225 or somewhere. So they're giving us 216. The way Anthony Edwards and the team is shooting the ball, we definitely taking that one, 5.
All right, so you heard that. Sino giving out a royal play. And you guys already know, if you want to jump for the supreme clientele, it's going to cost you. So if it DM me, don't get offended. It is what it is. I like to keep my group to 10. It's a selective few and it works for me. And the reason why is because I don't sell bets, man. I have no reason to. The books pay me. Only the books can afford me and Sino. This is the wagering world. It's always us versus the machine. So we come on here and we show love. We like to give out free money and free game. And that's what we came to do. Anything for the people before we get out of here, Sino?
Hey, most definitely. Rolls Royce don't have a commercial. You're not gonna see a Rolls Royce commercial for real, for real.
Right.
Hey, and they don't budge on their prices neither.
That's
So
right. Right.
we gonna keep it like that, man. Again, you need some merch, man. Shout out to 5-Star, man. TheWageringWorld.com. Y'all know where to find us. X. Let's keep winning, 5.
Man, let's do it. We appreciate everyone who has made orders. Your orders have been shipped. They'll be to you real soon. If you buy anything from the website, give us 14 days to get it to you. No matter where you're at in the country, we'll get it to you, and even worldwide. Hey, man, shout out to my guy Spread. Today he's moving. I wish I was out there to help him, man, because I know it's a lot moving from being in the same place for so many years and, to another one. So best of luck to my guy. We'll have him back on here next week. As always, I dedicate this show to the greatest Houston sports fan that I know, and that's my father, John H. Lenz. I do this for you, Dad. We'll see you guys on Monday. This is the Wagering World.